Okay.
Hi, Lisa Marie. Thanks for letting me chat with you.
Hi.
You're one of my most inspirational clients. So,
Thank you.
I think we're going to talk about that topic, inspiration and faith, because that's one thing I've noticed about you when I photographed you is your faith. And so, first of all, introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do.
Okay. My name is Lisa Marie Schwartz, and I am a mortgage broker in Evergreen. I've owned my brokerage for about 20 years now. Started in Chicago. I have one here in Evergreen and Austin, Texas, and then a newer addition in Naples, Florida.
I didn't know
Um,
all that.
Yeah, so this is my baby, but in the next 3 years, I will transition to make sure that Florida is equally involved.
Yeah. Oh my God, I didn't know you were that involved in other states. Well, and
Yeah.
so tell me why you did the pictures and why you're sharing that and how you're using them. While you're sharing that, I'm going to share uh, your a few of your pictures just because I love them so much. So go ahead and tell us a little bit about why you did the pictures and how you're using them.
Okay, well, I had COVID for a year, which really just dilapidated my health, and it really just took quite the number on me. And as a long hauler, I lost a lot of hair. So I just embraced it and cut about 12 inches off. And then, incidentally, I had also lost about 65 pounds just from not having the ability to really smell or taste anything. So I thought it was a perfect moment to rebrand. And as far as rebranding goes, I'm really trying to have Follow the Fox as one of my websites, just as far as sharing mortgage tips and things that people inquire about regarding the industry. I mean, it's really no mystery that the rates have literally over doubled since January 1st. And it's just crazy times that we're living in. Not to mention, we don't have as much housing available. And incidentally, the average rent rates in Denver rank number 9 in the United States,
Oh my
right behind Los Angeles. We've gone up in rent 45% since last year alone, meaning that the average rent right now is about 2550 to 2600 a month for someone to.
wow. And speaking of that, I mean, your business is so stressful. I can only imagine. And when the interest rates go up and you have to scramble, that's got to be so frustrating. And we all can relate to that. Like when the economy changes or when all of a sudden you have to like hustle in a different way to get your client. And for me, it was when film went to digital. I was like, oh dear, yeah, let's go. I got to figure this out. But fortunately, people realized they can't do it themselves very easily, so they came back. But I wanted to tap on that because your business is so stressful. What do you do in times when you're just like, oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed? Because you shared a little bit of that with me.
I get overwhelmed a lot in this industry. I am a small business owner, a woman owner, a minority owner, and the breadwinner of my family. So, and I support my daughter 100% solely financially on my own. So, when you put all of that together and everything just capitulates in another direction, the only thing that I can do is step back, uh, literally depending on your faith. It's no different than someone saying Jesus take the wheel, because unfortunately we don't have any control over this. We have a certain amount of direction that we can take to minimize negative impact, but for the most part I am a firm believer spiritually that there's a higher power that we need to rely on. And if you are comfortable enough to take ego out of the equation and jump out of the plane without the parachute and know respectively that you will land and be caught, I really think it takes a completely different direction on your outlook on life. On top of that, a lot of my new buyers are younger clients in their early 20s, just either relocating here or moving into Denver. So they're overwhelmed as it is. And they rely heavily on everything that you say and do to get them to the next step. It's a lot of pressure. And while I'm okay I don't want to disappoint anyone. Sometimes it doesn't work, but that just means that something better is around the corner. And trying to relay that in a way that exudes confidence, that they can feel like you really are holding their hand, because someone isn't another number. They're a client for life.
Yeah.
And from now, I'm going to ask them about their son or their daughter, or where they're going in their next role in life. I don't forget any of that, because for me, it's not just business.
Well, and I think we become every year I get older, I feel like I'm more of a mentor than,
Right.
especially when people are feeling nervous about the process. And for you, you get that a lot. And I kind of like, you know, that I'm almost 59 and a lot of my clients are in their 30s. And I'm like, oh, come on over, honey. Like this will be fine. And so it sounds like you have that too with your clients. You're kind of a mentor.
Well, being over 50, that was a pivotal point in my life. It was like, oh my gosh, 50 years old. But you just have to enter the world with grace and compassion. And you just really lose that element of really caring what other people think regarding what you look or how you act or how you behave. You just have to own it. And as long as you're true to yourself, in my opinion, my spirit guides have rewarded me tremendously, because I continue to give back. And I think about giving, giving, giving. And I know that whatever I need, wherever it should fall, I don't want to worry about it, because I know it's going to take care of itself exactly how it's supposed to take care of itself.
Yeah, and if you come to it as a feeling or emotion of giving instead of selling, I mean, that's so hard to the whole salesy thing, but so I love how you mentioned if you just give and listen and talk about their lives, it's just a whole different feeling. And it takes the pressure off of you, I think, too.
That you say that, because I never went into this business selling.
Yay.
Um,
I need to learn from you.
well, I went into it as an operations manager, and I had just had a baby, and we had just lost our second child. And all of a sudden, my ex husband asked for a divorce over the phone. And all of a sudden, I'm like, what do I do? What do I do with that information? I don't sell. I don't even know how to sell. So I just took the knowledge of what I had for 20 years as an ops manager over different loan officers in different companies. And I said, okay, what works for me? And I like being an educator. I like being a woman educator. I like teaching young women. I like directing them, not so much that they don't make the same mistakes that maybe I did in my 20s, but that there's a different route to getting there easier and quicker than learning it the old fashioned way.
Oh yeah.
So put that in perspective as far as my clients go. And even to this day, 20 years later, if someone's asking me, if it's not a good transaction and it doesn't make sense and it doesn't serve them, I'm going to tell them, this does not serve you. Let's revisit it a year from now.
Yeah.
Let's see. But I'm not here for the one and done and just to make a dollar. If it doesn't serve you, let's not do it. I
And I think you become more trustworthy when you say that too, I think.
Well, and being referral based and in a small town in Evergreen, it's small towns talk, and it's definitely something that I hold near and dear and true to my heart. That I'm in it for your best interest,
Yeah.
and carry through on everything I do. It's got to
You have
be
a,
best interest.
you have a great reputation too because of that. And so let me ask you the final question, then I want to make sure to get your contact information so people can contact you. But what would you say is the best part about being your age now?
Um, Honestly, I just don't walk into a room nervous about what an outer appearance can do, or I just don't have any distractions. I'm on my course. I know what my course is. I'm extremely motivated to get to that finish line. And if somebody doesn't agree, it's a hiccup. It doesn't deter me from my end game. And that, I have to say, is the biggest thing about turning 50 is, look, I've made it to this milestone. I have been extremely successful on my own merit. Nobody gave it to me. So if somebody doesn't appreciate it, I'm not going to be the one for everyone. Not everyone's going to meet your crowd, but having enough strength internally and knowing that you can pull out whatever blue flame or violet flame you need to get you to the next level has nothing to do with anyone in the same room with me. It has everything to do with my higher devotion to my spirits.
Well, and I could tell when you came into the photo shoot, you were very focused and you seemed very confident. Like, had you just been to a spirit guide or something? Because did you talk to someone right before the photo shoot? Because I could really tell, like, you were super zen and
You know,
confident.
I wake up every morning and meditate, and before I go to bed, I meditate. And I'm not talking hours. Sometimes a solid 10 minutes without interruption in the morning, in the evening. It's no different than if someone has the same passion for working out. It's my passion to internally dig far within myself deeply to say, okay, what am I here for? What am I doing in this world that I can pass on to the next person? Whether it's my 501(c)s for rescuing my horses, whether it's mentoring girls who are struggling, Sophie's friends. I want to know that they all have, in today's words, a safe space to come into this home, that they can talk to Miss Lisa Marie about whatever it is. And I really stopped caring about other people's opinions. It doesn't affect where I'm going. And
Well, I
I
could tell that about you. I could really tell that. Is there anything you would say to a woman that feels nervous coming in to do a photo shoot? Like, just anything at all that you could say to help them?
I mean, I think initially the first time we did it, I was extremely nervous. The second time, I was in a different headspace. So if you go in there and you think about this photo shoot is going to, for a brief moment, represent what you have to offer to someone, whether it's personal or professional. And when you're looking at the camera and we're doing that with you, what do you want your end game to be? What do you want someone to take away? Again, we both know that I've got some friends who are like, I can't believe you did that photo. And then we've got some others that are like, oh, it's so strong and powerful.
I
It,
love
it,
them.
it just goes to show you which one are you most comfortable with, which one represents you. Now, the one of me smiling in the way that I smiled, that represents how most of my clients see me. So I took ownership to that photo first and foremost, because any of
Yeah,
my clients,
let's show it.
little goofy, little comedian. I don't take it too seriously. They just know that that's me. That's me completely. As serious as I want to be, that's the lighthearted side that took me so long to find. And I think reaching the age of 50, it's like, shit, I don't take myself so seriously anymore. And that was why that was my favorite photo, personally.
Yeah, I love that. And I love that you're using that on Zoom, as your Zoom profile. Well, tell us a little bit about how to contact you for some of the women that want to reach out. What's the best way?
And it's not even just business, just women who just want to reach out just so that they can feel like they have someone in their corner fighting for them. I definitely welcome that kind of attention. And I definitely welcome those friendships, because there's not enough of those true friendships. The best way to reach me always is going to be my mobile, which is 630-674-7974. If you're not quite there yet, you just want to see what I have to offer professionally, and you can always call my office, which is 303-674-2300. The fun website that I'm looking to promote and build is followthefox.io. That will direct you to all the information you need regarding me. But just because it was a Chicago company, everything there was Fox Valley. Then we see how elusive foxes are here in Evergreen, and we don't see them very much. And
Totally.
not a dime a dozen. I'm like, I'm not a dime a dozen. So that's where I came up with Follow the Fox, because I just use it as a bit of a blog to put out there some information. The mortgage industry is a tough industry. Sometimes we are compared to used car salespeople. Sometimes we are compared to just offering the same product everybody else has. And I just don't believe that. That's why I don't work for anyone. I've
Right.
made my own identity by doing my own thing and not falling into working like the rest of them. So
That's
that's
why
what.
you're so successful, even when the market goes like that. Well, thank you so much, Lisa Marie. You're so awesome. And if you look up on Google the spirit meaning of a fox, there's a lot of valuable information on there. When I see foxes through our neighborhood too, and I looked it up the other day, and that foxes usually run solo, so they usually are out and about just singly. And the meaning that I found was that it's a reminder to take your time for yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yes, and it's not selfish. because you know what? And I had heard that a bit in the past that, oh my God, you know, you're being selfish. No, you're not being selfish. You have to take care of yourself and your den first before you can take care of the other little ones in your den. So that's why I've always connected to the fox for the last 20 years. And then someone had just popped up and said, follow the fox. And I was like, that's so perfect.
Yeah, that is so perfect for you. Well, and I know anybody that connects with you, your friends love you hard. Like I know that about you. Anybody that is a friend of Lisa Marie's, that they are loved and they love you back. So, well, go be free. That's what I always say. And I'll connect with you here in 1 second. I'm just going to stop the record. But thank you so much.
Great day.